Hey, what's going on, everyone? For those who don't know me, I'm Coach Joe. I'm the founder of Top Level Soccer Training, and I'm coming on here today to discuss the methodology behind Top Level Soccer Training, my background, as well as my playing history. So I'm 24 years old, and I grew up in Monroe, New York. Soccer has been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. Up until around the age of 8, I was playing for local town clubs around the area before I made the switch to Meadowood Academy in Queens. Yes, I said Queens. My grandpa and my parents, they used to drive me to and from practice. It was 2 hours each way, so the dedication and commitment was there at an early age. But to be honest with you guys, I wasn't really loving the sport at the time. I was playing pre-academy, and the level was super high for me, and I just wasn't feeling that confident. After 2 to 3 years at Meadowood, I made the switch to world class, where honestly, I fell in love with the game again. I played at world class for about 5, 6 years, and there was one coach that really believed in me, and his name was Coach Biro. His personality, his coaching style really instilled confidence in myself, and it made me set a standard for my playing style. I actually still talk to him to this day, and that just goes to show how good our relationship was, but also the impact he's had on me, not only on the field, but also off the field. After high school, I decided to pursue my dreams of playing soccer professionally. My parents allowed me to take the risk, but only on one condition, and that was for me to take college courses online and to get a degree, which I did. So a huge thank you to them for their constant support. Long story short, I played semi-pro in Italy, Germany, and England before signing professionally here in the US, Romania, and Belgium. I know playing professionally sounds glamorous to a lot of people, but to be really honest with you, that was not the case at all. I've had a lot more low moments in my career than I've had high moments. And there were 3 really big ones that I'm going to share with you guys right now. The first moment was in high school. So my entire family was born in Romania. My brother and I are actually first generation born here in the United States. So every summer I used to go to Romania and train with the local youth professional teams there. So I had an idea of what it was like to play in Europe. While I was at work class, I actually was brought on trial at an MLS Academy team, and I did get rejected, but it wasn't because I wasn't good enough or I wasn't technical enough. They told me that I wasn't tall enough, which again is not something I can control, but it did make me understand that I didn't want to play in college. The next moment was actually in London. While I was in England, I was with Fox Soccer Academy, and I was able to play in front of scouts from Leicester, Leeds, Watford, and Crystal Palace. I was actually getting interest from Watford, and unfortunately at the time, England was backing out of EU, so my European citizenship wasn't valid anymore. I honestly had a mental breakdown at that point. I questioned every decision I made. I questioned if I still wanted to continue to play. Luckily enough, I was actually living with my brother at the time. We both had an apartment there since he was playing semi-pro. He was able to push me to not give up and to see the bigger picture, and that this was just an obstacle in my way. So I'm super grateful to have him there with me at the time because he really pushed me through that hard moment. The final moment was actually the biggest one. I was in Miami on trial with the team there, and on the second night, I got a phone call from my agent saying that a team in Europe was going to send a contract over soon. And I don't like to get my hopes up because you never know what can happen, but obviously I was super excited. But an hour later, I actually did receive the contract from a team in Belgium. I signed that night, and I flew out the next morning. Long story short, I found out I've had a torn ACL that I've been playing with for a few years that I had no idea about, and I didn't show any signs or symptoms of it. The only reason we found out was because I got hit. I had a slight medial meniscus tear, and that's when they realized that my ACL was actually already torn and I was playing on it. I do remember getting the medical report. I was with my mom at the time, and we were both crying just because we knew what that meant. Later that week, the club did terminate my contract. 2022 was by far a crazy year. Earlier that year, my grandfather passed away, and we were extremely close. He was the one that was taking me to trainings, taking me to games. He was always there by my side, supporting me. A few weeks later, I had surgery on my knee, and then that summer, I moved out of my hometown. But after completing rehab, I just wasn't the same anymore. I was getting looked at by teams here in the US, but it just didn't feel the same, and that's when I just knew it was time to stop playing and to go into coaching. And I'm not sharing this to prove anything to anyone. I'm just sharing to show everyone that a lot of unexpected things can happen, but it's about how you react. I'm a very big believer in positivity. I'm a very big believer in everything happens for a reason, and I'm also a believer in taking risks. And that's why I created Top Level Soccer Training. The methodology behind Top Level Soccer Training is to master the fundamentals and to play with confidence. Mistakes are totally fine. We actually encourage mistakes because to me, that's the only way you learn. In order for you to create opportunities, you have to take that risk. I have a true passion in developing young athletes into the top players they can be. I like to think that I'm more than just a trainer to these players. I genuinely have a good relationship with all players and parents. I do my absolute best to get to games on weekends to see what the players are doing, to see if they're applying what we've done in training into their games. And I'm not there to see what the team does or what the score is. I'm just there for the kids to make sure that they're doing the right things and to see what we could work on in training if there's something else that needs to be added in. But to be honest with you guys, it is absolutely amazing to see how far some of these players have come and to really see them truly enjoy the game. At Top Level Soccer Training, we do small group training as well as private training, focusing very heavily on technical ability on the ball and being comfortable using both feet. We do seasonal programs. Fall, winter, spring are more commitment-based programs where you're there for the entire program. During the summer, that's more of a drop-in type session, just because, again, everyone's on vacation, so it's not fair for us to ask for a commitment. So we're a little bit more lenient during the summer. If anyone is interested, please do not hesitate to reach out to us at any time. Please be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Instagram and TikTok, we post on there daily. YouTube, I'll look to post a video once a month if possible. Thank you guys for watching and listening, and I hope to see you guys soon.